What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Duet Night Abyss. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going over the state of the game itself, as well as some thoughts that I have about the game. And we've went over this on a huge podcast, with a bunch of other CCs, so we already know our main thought process of this. But for some of you guys who have been asking me and wanting me to do a video on this, I'm finally releasing this video. And I also will be making a whole nother video of like where I want to be doing or what I want to be doing with this in the future, so look out for that video as well. But before we get into it here, enjoy this.
Do you want to buy more Foxine Plumule to play Duet Night Abyss, but you don't want to spend too much money? The most affordable Foxine Plumule. Right on. Here's what I've been using lately. Loot Bar, the most affordable and safest Foxine Plumule trading platform on the market. Loot Bar provides 20% more affordable than the official and 10% off for new users. Total 30% off. The same amount of in-game Foxine Plumule costs me $29.99, but only $27.59 in Loot Bar. Click the link in the description and you will get another 10% off coupon for new users. Compared to traditional login top-up, Loot Bar self-top-up allows you to log in with your phone and instantly claim your prepaid packs. Loot Bar has a high score of 4.9 on Trustpilot and has received tens of thousands of reviews, which is enough to show that their service is safe and effective. Looking for the most affordable Foxine Plumule? Better call Loot Bar.
All right, so I know some of you guys found that a little bit unexpected there, which was meant to be a little bit of a point. But as I was saying beforehand, we were on the podcast a while ago, or at least I want to say it was around like a week or two ago, for Duet Night Abyss, and it was mainly just going over everything that the Duet Night Abyss community really should be speaking out on. I was joined with Skull CJ, who really organized the thing. I think it was Duet Night Amazing, Morph, and then we had Agent Fyros. Now, all these people, I've met them multiple times at different points. I think Morph was the only new person that I've never watched or met that much, but everyone was freaking awesome. They were all cool people to be around, and after just actually talking with them, we went over like how the state of the game was, different things that we'd be going over. And honestly, it was eye-opening because it was good to see that a lot of us had different opinions, and actually opinions that we genuinely knew would help this game prosper, or either knew that a lot of people were looking forward to actually asking about. And I found that as a good thing, especially with my state of the game viewpoint on it. Is I think the game's in a really good state right now. Like, I think it's in a fine state, and I honestly think a lot of people are worrying over nothing currently, and that's mainly just because, hey, it doesn't have as much as we want, right? Obviously, players are a little bit in the low period, but that was bound to happen. And the reason why I'm saying stuff like this is because anyone who's played Warframe or have played like MMOs that actually take a while to update like this, you get into this period, right, where you have a ton of stuff to do. A new expansion just happened. There's going to be a ton of stuff where you're going to be grinding like crazy, and then all of a sudden there's going to be nothing to do. This game has that same flow, which is actually not too bad in my opinion. Reason why I state this is three different reasons here for the state of the game itself. One, there are going to be people who just like no life to cry for this game, and heck, I'm one of those people that even I had to take a little bit of a break because there's other games I like to grind. But there's going to be like people who really just enjoy the grind, so they want to have as much time as possible to grind as much as possible. And this is a good thing because in between those patches, they have a goal to do. They're able to sit there and make sure they're able to reach that goal and absolutely get big numbers. We see this in content creators such as like Fyros. We see this with Duet Night Amazing, where they're usually playing the game quite a lot and they really do enjoy their grind. I grind a decent bit like that, but even I had to take a little bit of a break because I got myself a little bit burnt out. Hence the reason why you guys have not seen all too much content to Duet Night Abyss on my channel. But then you have the second type, where there's people who don't have a ton of time, and since there's all this time in between, since the state of the game right now is so-called to a lot of people, it now gives them a little bit of a chance to actually take a breather, have their grinding sessions, and continue going. With this in mind, it allows others who are new, who are just returning, to really be able to get their characters, grind what they need at their own speed and pace, and pretty much just enjoy the game. That's always a great thing to have inside your community, and I feel like it's one of the few things that a lot of people keep mistaking thinking that, oh no, there's nothing in between here, that there's a problem. When in reality, there really isn't. And then the third part, with having a lot of this time now just available here, and oh, lucky we found another shiny here. But with having all this time being available here, a good part about this is it gives the devs enough time not only to make events, but also refine the rest of their game. Now I get it. There's always people who are like, they should already have it refined by now. There should be stuff already done by now. But I will be honest with you guys. This is more like a marathon. I'm not looking to rush it. And I know a lot of people who see this as a state of the game, they are more likely thinking, oh no, this is the end all be all. The game's going to die. It's over with. And I don't think it's just the case. It just comes down to like what they really want to get done and what type of player you are. Now, overall, my viewpoint on this game, especially with how it is, I don't find it boring, and I definitely don't see it too grinding. It's just in a good little sweet spot where you can have a little bit of fun on here. You can do your events. You can test out all different types of builds because there's always consistently something updating. The good part about this and the good part about this community as well, much like Warframe and them, there's obviously going to be a meta gear that you could probably go for, or like a meta with certain weapons, characters, their builds, but there's also going to be drastic things changing all the time. What I mean by this, you could have a build that is very, very good with just straight up utilizing katanas, right? You have a build that's insanely broken by using we can have Lady Knifel and use the little space gun that she has right there and easily deal crazy amount of damage. So there's always something that's getting updated. There's always calculations being done, and there's always different things that you're going to be able to consistently grind. Just, I feel like a lot of folks kind of are worried about that, and since they don't see a flashy little area or new thing in their faces half the time, it seems too dead. That's just not the case, and I really do feel like a lot of people need to stop thinking about that, especially when it does come down to like the state of the game itself. Now, some things that we went over in the actual what's it called, the podcast, that I do want to go ahead and talk about, that this game, I wouldn't say is lacking, but would help it out a lot, and that is collaborative content. Now, I am a sucker for multiplayer stuff, and the way this game is currently is perfectly fine. We do have our collaboration content, such as grinding together, but 90% of the time, we're usually doing some solo play, and if it's not chase, we're not really doing anything else together. What I would like to see in this game, as the state of it being, it's perfectly fine, but getting something like guilds would be amazing, or more co-op dungeons, more reasons to actually do things with other players would be immensely nice. They wouldn't have to make anything ultra pay to win or anything like that. It would more and less just be a good time to have some fun with not only just your friends, but have fun with new people and then just enjoy your time. If anyone has played Warframe a little bit here, there are guilds, or I think they're called dojos in Warframe, if I remember correctly. Oh, excuse me. In which you can hang out with buddies. You have a huge little area that you all can get mats for, and pretty much just do a lot of stuff that can be interesting. These dojos also can take a lot of mats that you guys got to grind up for, go on some huge missions getting materials to make different things for your dojo, and pretty much becoming more into a fashion style. This is how the game is meant to be. Fashion is pretty much the end game, and I kind of see that happening here as well, where the game is not meant to be ultra difficult. It's not meant to be this crazy sponge fest of HP. It is meant for you guys to do what you want to do, hop on off, or either do what you want to do and just have some fun with the people around you as a fashion show. And I think that's going to be a great thing, but it kind of leads me to my next topic, that I feel like this is where a lot of people are worried, and that's monetization. Best believe they're making some okay-ish cash off this game, but the only thing that they're lacking here, that I feel like a lot of the guys and me talked about, was definitely like outfits, ways to actually get certain things that incentivize players to want to go ahead and get certain things, right? So to keep a player on, we already know fashion is definitely going to be one of the last things that we enjoy to have. It's the thing that we're able to show off. The only downside about Duet Night Abyss is currently we only have 2 fashion banners that are out, one of them being the outfit for obviously our girl right here, Psyche, which I thought they would have one for Fina, but I guess I'm mistaken by that. But we have one for Psyche, and then we have these for like Rebecca, Truffle, as well as I think there's one other in here too. Can't remember if it was just Rebecca and Truffle though. It might just be them too. But there's not any other banners per se or any ways to get any more outfits besides the ones that we can just get out of the store, which are like little Santa outfits themselves. There's not much we really can purchase. Like, we've had a new weapon that was the Stellar Blaze get dropped in here, but if I'm being all honest, that's the only thing that I would probably worry about, especially when it does come down to this game, because there's nothing else that's really worth it. Now, they have added some new things, being like, for example, the little flowers or the little butterflies. Instead of it just being the blue ones, we've now gotten like red one here, purple, white one right here. But we need more things that are genuinely cosmetic based that are going to be greater for the game. Other than that, overall, I feel like it's actually not that bad. And then lastly, to just cover some of you guys who really want in-game content, the state of the game is not meant to be for in-game content. And this is something that I'll probably sit here and actually furtherly admit here. Reason why I say this is because this game is mainly meant to be just for, if you have your kit, that's it, right? You have everything that you need done, that's it. You can grind if you want to, and there's been people who've said, hey, listen, we need the bosses to be chunkier, or either we want more bosses that actually require mechanics. But that's not how this game presents itself. In fact, the game presents itself opposite. You just want to have your kit, be able to go about what you want to do, and just go ahead and grind accordingly. Now, granted, it would be nice to have some mechanics in there as well, but that's where we start to differ between player to player. For some of the people who just join the game and they can't do the content because it's way too hard for them, and they will never be able to do the content because they're infinitely behind, it would also divide it into people who now have to grind to finish this content. And then it will also divide the people who have been absolutely grinding the game like crazy, and now they're one-shotting it anyways. So the state of the game right now, how I see it of playtime and in-game fine, or in-game play, I think it's perfectly fine. It just comes down to the player. But when it does come down to everything else that I do want them to fine-tune, I think really if they just added some cooperative content as well as just more monetizational options that don't require status effects or anything, just yearly fashion, this game will be perfectly fine. Some good points that were brought up inside of the actual live stream was like getting the dye packs on Warframe, where we had pallets. On here, we don't really have that. We have to buy them all one by one, and it's not really a lot of pallets that we can use to make our characters look very unique. And so seeing something like that getting added to this game would definitely be better to me, and that's just personally my own viewpoint on it. Now, I'll have a video going along like what I'm going to be doing in the future for this game here, especially since a lot of you guys have asked me, am I still playing? In which, yes, I am still playing daily. I'm just not grinding hardcore like I was daily. I usually do my dailies, do my weeklies, and then I hop on off. That's pretty much it. So look forward to that video, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.